Mike Dell's World number 508 for November 2nd, 2025.
I think it's time for Mike Dell's World.
There it is.
Yep, there it is. And this is day 2 of Napod Pomo. Welcome to this one. I'm going to call this Welcome to Interlochen. Interlochen is a little town about 15 miles away from me, something like that. I'm there quite a bit, because a lot of the restaurants that I go to on Sunday morning for brunch and or breakfast happen to be out there, and it's kind of a central location for friends and family. And like I said, we traditionally go out there. But Interlochen's an interesting little town. One of the big claims to fame is the Interlochen Center for the Arts. And that's a well-respected worldwide school for performing arts and visual arts, and it's a pretty big deal out there. The town, let's see, the 2020 census said 694 people live there, but I know in the all year round, the music camp out there has a couple thousand students. And, faculty that comes in from elsewhere. So there's a lot more people out there than you would get from the census. My sister actually lives near Interlochen. She's a couple miles from the what we call Interlochen Corners. It's it's on US 31, which US 31's kind of goes quite a distance south of here, but ends up by the Mackinac Bridge, but it comes through Traverse City. That's kind of the main highway, US 31, or M37 is another one, but anyway, that has nothing to do with Interlochen. Interlochen is big enough to have its own post office and zip code, so it is a something, but it's an unincorporated community, or a census designated place. And it's in Grand Traverse County here, where Traverse City is. Ironically, Lake Ann, where I started this podcast and where I used to live, is not in this county. And it's about the same distance from me now as Interlochen is. But it's a lot closer to Interlochen than I am here. It's just kind of northwest of Interlochen. It's a little town of Lake Ann. But Interlochen's interesting. Like I said, with the music camp being there, there's a radio station from the music camp, WIAA 88.7, I believe. And they have a few other translators around. But their claim to fame amongst us geeks is, do you remember the screensavers on Tech TV way back in the day? Kate Patello and Leo Laporte. There we go. I had to think for a second. It's still early today. Anyway, Kate Patello is now a morning DJ on WIAA, and she's playing classical music, and she always does these things, for the kids that are being taken to school. She has a little special segment teaching classical music appreciation, I guess would be the right term for it. But anyway, Kate from Tech TV is now here in the area at Interlochen's WIAA radio. Another interesting thing in Interlochen is they have a little airport. And it's, 2 grass strips or 2 grass runways. It's a very small airport. It's ran by the township, Green Lake Township to be exact. And it's it's kind of funny because, they have sports parks, around this airport. They have, baseball diamonds and fields for soccer or whatever. And, so they play a lot of sports there. And the township really doesn't want the airport there, but by agreement to have that airport, because the people that donated the land, one of the stipulations is it will always be an airport. And so anyway, that has a little tension going on out there, but those of us who fly do tend to want to land there at least once a year just to just to make sure it stays an airport and it's well maintained, and they do a good job with it. It's a good airport, but it's just interesting. And speaking of, the name Interlochen, it's kind of weird. Here, I'm looking at the Wikipedia on where the name came from. Latin for inter means between, and the Scottish term lochen, which means lakes. And Interlochen is situated, or at least part of it, is situated between Green Lake and Duck Lake. And they're, fairly large inland lakes, and you go to concerts out there at the Arts Academy. They have a great venue, 4,000 person, kind of sort of outdoors, but not really. But right behind the stage, you can look out over Green Lake. It's an interesting place to watch a concert, and they have big concerts in there. I remember going seeing Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson, and I don't know who they got who they had this summer. They only do it in the summer because, like I said, it's an outdoor venue, or sort of outdoors. It's they got a big roof and the stage is enclosed, kind of, but the sides are open. It's really cool. But anyway, another interesting thing about Interlochen is in the winter, or used to be. I don't think they do this anymore, but there was an ice bridge across Green Lake. And the state park has a boat launch on the east side, and there's another boat launch on the west side of the lake. And in the middle of the winter, people have been known to drive across it. I've done it once. I don't really like driving on frozen lakes, but when I was in high school, we did it once. And you could drive from Diamond Park boat launch to the State Park boat launch, and it's about 2 miles across, something like that. I had to get a drink here. I'm still not feeling 100%. Got the hiccups. Anyway, and also Interlochen's home to the largest state park in Michigan by a number of campsites. I forget how many they have, but I think it's north of 400 campsites, which is just huge for a state park. We have a state park here in Traverse City that might have 100 spots, maybe less than that. So it's a very huge state park, and they have a beach on Green Lake, and it's it's nice, very nice. It's kind of the hangout for us teenagers, because I grew up on the west side of Traverse City, which, not too far from Interlochen. I think it might have been 5 miles to Interlochen. And so as teenagers, we'd hang out at the beach at the state park. So every year we had to get a state park pass. And that was cool. Another thing we used to do is ice fish. We would ice fish for smelt on Green Lake out there. We'd put a coop out there, and we had a little wood stove. It was great. You'd drive out, even drive out on the ice sometimes. Most of the time not. We'd park at the Diamond Park boat launch and walk out, or ride snowmobile out there, something like that. But we had a little wood stove in there, and you could get in there and take your coat off, and we would catch smelt. And then most people net smelt, but in the winter, you can catch them pretty readily on speed reels, we call it. These like little, they were built right into the shed or the shanty, and had 3 hooks on it, and you put little perch minnows on the 3 hooks and drop it down, and wait for a little bit, and they start dancing around. You pull it up, and sometimes you'd get 2 or sometimes 3 smelt, and we'd come back with a bucket full. And smelt, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they're small fish, kind of like I don't know what they'd be like, but you just clean them out and fry them up, and they're really good. Around here, a lot of the restaurants have what they call Northern Michigan Surf and Turf, which is basically a hamburger and a pile of smelt. And it's really good. I never had worse heartburn, though, than eating deep-fried smelt. So you got to be careful with that if you're susceptible to heartburn. But they are really good, really tasty. But, so that's it for Interlochen. Just, kind of a neat little place here. Another thing about it is I graduated high school. The graduation ceremonies for the Traverse City Public Schools are in Interlochen, in that big venue. I think it's called Kresge Auditorium. Kresge, I believe, is one of the people that donated a lot of money to the Interlochen Center. Kresge had dime stores back in the day, or maybe Kmart was started by them. I forget. I'll have to look that up. But, a lot of famous people have gone there. I don't know if you've heard of Chip Davis, Mannheim Steamroller. He does all the Christmas music and all that. And ironically also did all the C.W. McCall country music, Convoy, I think Convoy was one of his famous songs. But it's Chip Davis. He went to Interlochen. Jewel went to Interlochen. Actually, I saw her in concert there a couple times. But she went to the Interlochen Center for the Arts, and a few infamous people I won't mention. But anyway, it's quite the famous arts camp. So with that, we're going to call this a podcast for Napod Pomo. Tomorrow, what do I got for tomorrow? I actually have a list of things I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about a particular building here in Traverse City that has some interesting history. So check that out, and we'll catch you tomorrow.